the new week of object-oriented programming. This week I will be shuffling the contents a bit. So far we have covered Java input output. Before that we already covered multi-threaded programming, exception handling, and basics of Java. Now as per plan I should go for exploring new input output, but let's keep it for the last, because I know that you people are now in planning mode of starting work on your projects, and there are three things which are quite important for your project. The first one is obviously abstract window toolkit, which is for creating graphical user interface for Java, GUI components for Java, like button, like frame, text field, text area, all these things. You can use AWT for creating all these. And then you also need to handle events in Java, like when you click on button, something should happen. This is actually an event, button click event, or maybe when you enter some text in text field, some event should take place, some action should be performed. So that is event handling in Java. And then obviously a part of Swing, and then JDBC for database connectivity. So three things: event handling, a graphical user interface, and database connectivity. You need these three for your project, so that is the reason why I will try to finish these three in this week and the week next, so that you people have more support in your projects. But I would again say that do not rely on me. I have already given you enough understanding of Java, so you people can also learn on your own the basics of event handling and AWT and Java database connectivity. Because if you rely completely on me, you will be in trouble, and I do not want that. I want you people to catch the fish, because I have not taught you to eat the fish, rather I have taught you how to catch the fish, so you can catch your own fish and enjoy fishing. But remember, in these 2 weeks I will try my level best to cover AWT, event handling, and JDBC. In fact, in the sequence of event handling, then AWT, and then a part of Swing and JDBC, which is for Java database connectivity. Okay, so let's start with the event handling. Remember, in Java event handling concept is actually a kind of event delegation model, the delegation event model. There are three things which are important in this delegation event model. The first is event, second is event source, and third is event listener. Remember, this is how these three are connected. There is an event which is a kind of change in the source. When you click a button, you are actually changing the state of the button. So previously it was not clicked, now it has been clicked. So this is a type of event when you click on a button. When you enter text in a text field, again you are creating an event. This event is actually created by event source. Your button is a source, your text field is a source, your text area is a source, your menu is a source. So there are many sources which can create an event. Now remember, when an event is created, which is created by some event source, it actually calls a method from event listener. This is again an object, because in Java everything is object. So your event is an object, your event source is an object, and your listener is also an object. So this event source will actually create an object of event, and that will be passed to the event listener. And event listener will in turn call some method from its interface. So in a way you can say that when some event is created, in result of that event nothing happened actually, and a specific method is called from action listener, from the event listener, right? So this is the model of a delegation event model in Java, where you have got these three things: event, event source, and event listener. All these three are objects. Event source will create an event, and when an event is created, an event listener is informed, and this event listener will actually call an appropriate method in response to the event. Right, don't worry if you do not understand it, because when you will be seeing couple of examples, you will get this idea much better. So in this delegation model, what is an event? An event is actually an object that describes change in the event source. So say for example, I have this calculator, right? Now in this calculator, remember, this is button. Button is source for creating an event, right? So when I click on this, I'm actually creating a change in the source, right? And that change in the source is actually described as an event, right? So remember, this button is source of the event, and when I click, I'm actually performing an event. So in a way, we can say an object that describes a change in the event source. So if your event source is the button, previously it was not clicked, but now it has been clicked, right? So you can see when it is completely empty, I have not clicked anything. So 5, the current state of 5 is it is not clicked. But if I click on it, an event is created. So the state of this source has been changed. Previously 5 was not clicked, but now it is clicked, right? So even more in a text area, when you write something, you are actually creating a new event, right? So event, again, because it is Java, so everything is actually an object. So event is actually an object that describes change in the event source. Similarly, you have got source, an object that generates an event. Button is a source, text field is a source. I mean, all those objects in Java which are going to generate some event, they are actually sources of the event. A source must register a listener. If you want to really say that whenever I create an event, someone should be informed, then that someone has to be added as a listener, right? We'll come back to this concept, don't worry. And then finally, we have got event listener. Again, this is an object which is notified when an event occurs. It means that there are 3 stakeholders. One is the event, other is the event source, and other is event listener. And that event listener will actually be informed by the source that I have created an event, so you have to handle it, right? So one might be, button might say that I have been clicked. So maybe if the button is plus, then some operation should be performed, right? So how operation will be performed, it will be defined by the event listener. There are 2 requirements for the event listener. It must have registered to receive a specific type of event, and second is it must implement the required method that is called in response of event occurrence. Remember, in Java it is quite simple. You say that when an event is created, whatever happens, but if you keep it simple, then you can say when a particular type of event is created, generated, then a specific method is called. So whatever business logic you want to keep in response of that event, it should be kept inside that method. It's a beautiful model of Java. You call it delegation event model, but eventually it's nothing that except that when you create an event, a specific method is called, and whatever business logic you want to keep in response of that event, it should be kept into that method, right? There are event classes. In those classes, you will have get source method. It will actually tell you which is the source which has created the event. For example, if you take an example of this calculator, when you click on 7, then how listener will know that 7 has been clicked? He will know that 7 has been clicked by calling get source method. We'll use this method. And when you basically call toString method, it will actually convert the label of the source into a string. So in this case, if it is 7, it will be converted into a string format, right? And then remember, this event object which is coming from java.util, it actually has got these 2 methods. Then AWT event is actually in Java AWT package, which is abstract window toolkit. This AWT event is actually driven from event object. It has got a get ID, which will tell you the ID of the source which has created the event. Right. So remember, event object is superclass of all event, and AWT event is actually superclass of all AWT events that are handled by delegation event model. You don't need to really understand everything at this stage. You will see examples, you will get idea. These are some of the event classes that we will see in our next video. We have got action event class, which is actually generated when a button is pressed, or a list item is double clicked, or a menu item is selected. We have got adjustment event. It is generated when a scroll bar is manipulated, like you scroll down or scroll up. Then component event, which is generated when a component is hidden, moved, resized, or become visible, like your window. If you can see here, I'm resizing this window. I'm resizing this window, right? So when you resize a window, this actually component event will be called. Container event is generated when a component is added. I mean, you can see this whole window is actually a whole container. Now in this container, I have got this text field as a component. I have got this menu as a component. So you know, in graphical user interface, all these components are actually either container or component. Container is something in which you will put more components. So on my screen, you can see this complete window is a container, and in this container I have got this text field as a component where I will write URL, the address for the website. This one is actually the menu component, which I have actually put on this window container. So you know that I'll come back to this idea of component and container, but remember, when something is added to the container, a container event is generated. Focus event, as its name implies, whenever focus is given to some component, when it gains or loses keyboard focus, a focus event will be generated. Input event, item event, key event, mouse event. I mean, all these names are so straightforward that you read your definition and you will get an idea what is the use of this event class. Remember, Java's event handling is so common sense that you read the name and you will get an idea what should be a use of that class or interface. I stop this video here. The bottom line is you should understand the model, which we call delegation event model, which is actually involving these three things: event, listener, and then event source, right? Event source, event object, and a listener. When you understand these three, you have actually got a kind of very good understanding how these three will work. Right, I end this video here. When I come back, I will be discussing different event classes that will help you to understand what exactly an event is. Thank you very much.